Today, I'm going to drop bombs on the dealership and unveil one of the dirtiest tricks they play on consumers and tell you exactly how to avoid it. We've all been the recipient of a higher interest rate at the dealership than what we thought we should be getting. And when we question the dealership, the same answers always come about. Your credit, your debt to income, you didn't have enough down payment, the vehicle was a little old. There could be a million variables the dealership might tell you as to why the interest rate is high, but the one thing they will never tell you is that they were holding rate. Holding rate, what do I mean by this? Even if it was your bank, you told the dealership, hey, I bank with these guys. The dealership said, hey, so do we. You can just use our lending and use your bank still. Even if it's your bank, guys, the dealership can hold up to 3 points depending on which state you're in. That means if you were given a 5%, that the dealership can tell you an 8%. And if you don't say anything about it, that's the rate you're getting. And the dealership just made a monumental pile of money off of your loan. In my opinion, the worst part of this is that we work so hard on our credit scores and the smallest, littlest variable can affect it. And that can make us have a jacked up rate when we go somewhere. But we didn't think the actual people that were selling us the vehicle and facilitating the financing also had their hand in jacking up the rate, at least not to this degree. If you come to the dealership with your pre-approval from the bank, then the dealership can't do this to you. They know that you already know the rate that you were approved for. But if you're none the wiser, this is when this could happen. To be clear, this doesn't happen if the dealership uses a credit union to finance the loan instead of a bank. It is only banks that pay dealerships in this manner. If you are in fact financing with a dealership and they are using a bank as the financier, then definitely ask them, what's the buy rate? You'd like to see the buy rate from the bank and make sure they can show it to you on paper. If the dealership is very reluctant to show you or just wants to cancel the deal, that should tell you everything you needed to know. Unless you absolutely have to use dealership financing or it's incentivized from the manufacturer and a far better deal, then I would always recommend bringing a pre-approval and getting your financing done on your own. It's a little bit more legwork, but it takes out all the variables and all the potential of the dealership doing exactly what I just showed you. Now, of course, the dealership is a middleman and needs to get paid for accommodating the financing when you do choose to use them. However, I don't think that it's right that they can jack up 3 points of interest rate depending on how they read you and if they think they can get away with it. That's scummy, slimy, and the reason people like me are here.